up, you two fam? It's April G Showers back at y'all with another episode of An Hour with April G Showers. We got Nomrah in the house,
Hey,
a
hey, thank you for having me.
fellow Alabamian.
You already know.
Roll Tide.
Damn right.
Hell yeah. So, all right, let me do the fist bump, y'all. We're going to get started. April G. Squad. Fist bump. Love y'all. Let's get it. So, starting off, if you can give me a little bit of background, like your age, family, kids, where you're from, school, that kind of stuff, whatever you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, for sure. So I am a 21-year-old rapper, singer, and
I feel so
producer
old.
from Baldwin County, Alabama.
Oh, so
And
you
I've been
produce
yes,
too.
yes, the entirety of my new album, Indigo Child 2, The Pink Moon, was produced by me.
Wow.
So the song you reacted to, I'm Happier There, I produced it.
Amazing.
Thank you. I've been super interested in making music since I was like super young. And I remember I had someone ask me one time what made me want to get into rap in particular. And I can trace it back to the exact memory. And it's always such a funny one for me. It's when I was like 4 years old. My mom had this big Tahoe at the time, and I would sit in the back seat, and she was playing at the time. The Eminem show had just come out, and she had it on CD
Go,
and was
mom.
playing it.
Go,
Oh yeah,
mom.
oh yeah,
Go,
oh yeah.
mom.
She's yeah. My mom is a huge Eminem fan, and so Eminem was the first rapper I ever heard.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I had
That's a
never heard
good
rap before that.
start.
And yeah, for sure. And
He's the
so,
first rapper my son ever heard, too.
oh, hell yeah. So it was a thing from there where obviously at 4 years old, I couldn't really tell why this sounded so different from the other music I heard, but I knew that I liked that it sounded different.
Yeah.
And so as I got older, I was able to learn more about, through the numerous documentaries that are out there now of history of hip hop, kind of how it came to be, everything, kind of did my due diligence and got a really good appreciation for it. And
that's good.
Oh yeah, and my mom was
Because
a huge part of that.
it's important to know the history of hip hop,
Oh yeah,
where it stems from, how it got started, who started it.
yeah.
That's very important.
So from there, I've been making music since 2018, but I say I didn't get good till 2020. And I think, honest to God, the lockdown probably had something to do with that.
Yeah.
Because I was able to just really sit and focus on my craft, and that's when I made the first Indigo Child album. And that album revolved around a therapy session, and each of the songs within it that flew into the skits were basically things I was talking about within the session. And then this one, being the sequel, takes place. I really love albums that are storytelling and
NF vibes.
Yeah.
I love NF.
And oh yeah, because like I'm a fan of pretty much all avenues of hip hop, whether you're talking real boom bap stuff or like more modern kind of emo rap stuff. I love all of it just because I'm a lover of music.
Me too. All genres. Like, I listen to everything.
Oh yeah. Because in the same breath, I could go from listening to JID's new project that just dropped, and then go and listen to like Seether, some of the stuff my dad listens to, like Three Doors Down, like in the same day.
That's me.
I think because of that, it really helped.
Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
And switch up and listen to 10th Avenue North.
Yeah, and then go to like Snoop after that.
And then go to Tupac, yeah.
Yeah.
and then go to Queen, and then go to, Michael Jackson.
Man,
and
I tell you, one of my favorite things to look through my Spotify like history and be like, how the hell did we get here?
Oh man. My Spotify, I'm very OCD, so it's organized into playlists. I have like a playlist pretty much for every mood too. I have a depression playlist.
Yeah, like I'm the same way. I have lots of different playlists for different things, and I feel like in a way that really helped shape my production style. And it was in one way because you could see it kind of coming together on my album Indigo Child. I had a few other projects before that were very much like testing the waters, kind of figuring out the technical side of things. And then Indigo Child, I feel like, was my first true album. So that was in May of 2020 when I dropped that.
Okay.
And then in January of 2021, I dropped my second album for future reference, which was basically a care package of songs and audio messages meant to be like a time capsule for my future children to listen to someday.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then with this project, Indigo Child 2, The Pink Moon, I wanted to really delve deeper into some of the concepts that I touched on in the original Indigo Child. And it's a very kind of mixed bag of a project for me right now because I made it during a very dark time and it helped me get through that dark time. And it's part of the reason why I self-produced the whole thing.
Therapy.
Oh, 100%.
It's mine.
100%.
For me, I always say prayer, writing, and music is my therapy. I've always said that.
Oh, absolutely. Because I could say without a doubt that a lot of the more emotionally heavy songs on the Pink Moon, such as Anyways and So Please Respectfully Leave Me Alone, are two songs that I feel like helped me through the most. But it's kind of become a thing where I love listening to that project. But the only downside of it is that it kind of reminds me of that place I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Despite all that, though, I could say this is the project I've made that I'm most proud of. You know, I wanted to give myself the challenge of could I like build something entirely by myself from the ground up, like no beats from other people, no mixing and mastering from anybody else, just 100% me through and through. And I was able to pull it off. And I'm very happy with the result.
That is so dope.
There's actually someone that's on the Pink Moon who actually helped me a lot when it came to my writing. It's the character of DJ Azul, who is played by my homie Ashley. He has been like a huge mentor to me.
That's awesome.
So I just want to give him his flowers and give him his shout out because in the first Indigo Child, the way that it started, there was an intro skit where I like walk in, check in, and sit down and turn on a radio, and it goes to this radio station, 67.3 Indigo Radio with DJ Azul. And so he's doing the voice of like this DJ intro, and then that's the only part of the album he's in. So with this one, with it being in kind of the same universe, I wanted to include him more. So he's throughout the whole album. So the concept is in the first Indigo Child, I was simply listening to his show on the radio before going into my therapist appointment. But the concept behind this one is that this is premiering live at his radio station.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Thank you. And the whole album is one big metaphor for disassociation, because disassociation is something that I have struggled with a lot, where you feel like you're almost living through like a VR headset where like you feel separated from your life. And that's something that I talk about a lot throughout the record, because the Pink Moon is a metaphor for the brain or the mind. Yeah. So sitting on the Pink Moon is representative of basically running away and being so trapped in your head that you're not living your own life. And I really wanted to solidify
you're
that
just
through
existing instead of living.
Yeah, you're not living. Yeah.
Been there.
And I wanted to put that into the concept of the album in a few different ways. The first being, which would be the most obvious when you're like first looking at the track list, if you look at all of the names of the songs and read them in order, they actually spell out almost like a mission statement of the album.
Hold on, don't tell me. Let me see if hold on.
Yeah.
That's a challenge for it. Hold on. I gotta download Spotify.
You know what I mean?
On Spotify.
Alrighty.
You said, now what, just Indigo Child or the whole thing? Indigo Child, The Pink Moon.
Indigo Child 2, The Pink Moon. It's not the album title. If you look at each of the song titles.
Song title, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I've already seen it.
Yeah.
Watch me fly away to the moon, and I will never come back. I'm happier there. Anyways, so please, respectfully, leave me alone. But if you miss me, sing my name to Seraphim and see.
It may be cut off on Spotify. It's sing my name to Seraphim and see that I feel isolated.
Okay. Wow. See, I love creative stuff like that. I did a whole song where the whole song was an acronym.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love creative stuff like that. That is dope. Yeah, so I reacted to I'm Happier There.
Yes.
And I absolutely loved it. Loved the homage to Tekka Nina. Love
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
That was my son's first and only concert. We got to meet
Oh, that's
him.
so dope. I would love to be able to see
Oh,
him.
I was just like blown away, grateful, honored, humbled,
Yeah.
you name it. But it was crazy
I can
that
only imagine.
in the 3 years I've been doing this, I've learned a lot about this
Yeah.
community. And I don't expect everybody that I show love and support to reciprocate it at all.
Yeah.
It's like people mistake my silence for weakness and ignorance and
Yeah.
stupidity when
Yeah.
no, it's just I sit back like this
Mm.
and just watch how different reactors and artists move, how they
And I feel like that's
interact,
important. Like you have to listen more than you speak because it's important, especially for, someone like myself, very underground, up and coming artist, to be able to look around the scene, see how people are moving, whether or not that's a way that you think would be best to move, ways that you can move in a way to stand out from the rest. And
yeah,
I think that for me personally, something that's really helped through a lot of those kind of questions has been, and this may sound counterintuitive, but I'll try to explain it a little bit, is ignoring them. Because the
that's
more
what
that
I've
I
been
would
doing.
fixate, yeah, the more that I would fixate on, like, does this song sound trendy enough? Does this Instagram post look like something that I should post? Like, the moment I stopped giving a fuck about that was the moment that I felt so much more free and true to myself. Because if I were to go back to 2019 and play my 2019 self, the Pink Moon, it's like two completely different people
Yeah,
in a lot of ways, both through COVID over the last couple of years, as well as a lot of personal stuff that was going on. I went through a lot of personal growth and realization about myself in both a physical sense, a spiritual sense, in a lot of ways. And it helped me not only mature a lot, but also figure out who I am.
that's
And
awesome.
from there, I've really been able to hone in on my sound and how I want to further my sound from here, because I try to take inspirations from all my influences and try to combine them into one thing.
Yeah,
So like on this album, there are tracks that may sound like a fusion of like Mac Miller and Billie Eilish. And you would get like all sorts of different types of mixtures of artists that I listen to
don't you
constantly.
know I'm
I'm
no
no
good
good for
for
you.
you?
Like Billie Eilish
Oh,
is my shit.
that is my
Like,
favorite Billie Eilish song
oh, so good.
ever. And Mac Miller, I'm just now digging into his discography because
Oh, it's
of
so
my
good.
subscribers. You see him on my wall back there.
Yeah, I see that.
He made it to the wall, the April G
Yeah.
Wall of Fame.
And
And
it's funny, you got a wall. I have a little bit of a wall myself, if you wouldn't mind me showing it
yeah,
off a bit for you.
yeah,
So, kind of all around my studio, I'm sure you can see like a couple of things over there. We have a bunch of different records and stuff that we found. Some are from my mom's vinyl collection, but I know it's probably hard to see on the camera. But right above my green screen, there's that kind of like a black and white picture that's hung
yeah.
up. That's of Eminem on stage during the Kamikaze tour.
I
She was able to
see.
get
I see him
a
with his
picture of that.
arm
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
And then kind of to my side here, I'll turn my webcam a
I
bit so you can
see
see.
infinite, infinite.
Over here, I've got a signed picture of M and 50, of Post Malone, and of MGK, and a
Hold
Bad Beats
on,
Evil
wait,
promo
back up,
poster.
whoa. You ain't go. As Kevin Hart says, you're not finna just skip over that.
Like I
Like
didn't
you
say what I
didn't
just
just
said.
say what you the fuck you just said. You got a
Yeah.
signed
Like
picture
DNA tested, proven,
of
signed. Yeah.
Eminem.
Of Eminem and 50 Cent right there.
Okay,
Post Malone
I
is
love.
above. And
Okay, I
yeah.
love 50, but Eminem signed it.
Yeah. You can see it here. I don't know how well you can see it because of like my mic arm and shit being in the way, but it's that one in the black frame right there.
I see the picture, but I don't see the signature. But
Yeah.
I believe you. But
yeah, it's kind of like in silver.
how'd you get
Around
that?
there. Dog, you gonna have to ask my mom about that.
Uh,
She surprised me with that on my
I bet that
19th
bitch
birthday.
cost a lot of
Ain't
money.
no fucking telling, but my mom is a bigger Eminem fan than me. Like she's fucking wild with it. The shit that she's able to find
Me and
blows
your
me away.
mom would get along very
Man,
well.
that's what I was when you and I were talking like before the interview. I was like, they would get along so fucking
How
well.
old is your mom?
She was born in 67.
She was born in 67?
Yes.
So she's 13 years older than me.
Oh, really?
So if she was born in 67, she's about to be 55.
Yes.
I'll be 42 in October.
Hey.
My birthday's October 10th. Eminem's birthday's October 17th.
Hey.
Hey, it's some weird shit with me and Eminem. Check it out. Look. So, we were meant to be together. I'm telling you.
All right.
It was meant to
I'm
be.
invested in this.
And
I'm
I'm
invested
gonna
in this. Let
prove
me
it.
know.
I'm gonna prove it.
I'm here for it.
Okay. So,
Uh-huh.
the first time I ever heard Eminem,
Yeah.
and the first time I ever bought an Eminem CD, the Slim Shady LP,
Yeah.
was in Detroit.
Hey. Okay.
That's crazy in and of itself.
Yeah.
My two cousins that are sisters happened to live in Michigan at the time, and the older one is my age. I'm just 3 months older than her. And up north they graduate in June. Down south we graduate in May. So it was 1999. Damn, you wasn't even born. Holy
I know, right? Yeah,
shit.
I was born in 2001.
Holy shit.
Dude, my mom is on that all the time. She'll be like telling me shit and be like, "You weren't even born then. What the fuck?"
Okay, I graduated May of 99. I was 18. And it was the first time I ever flew on an airplane as well.
Oh, wow.
And so I flew out there to see my cousin, who is my age, graduate. Because me and her little sister, who's 3 years younger than us, we were all always close growing up.
Yeah.
So I get there and I stayed there for like 2 weeks, just to hang out and party and kick it, because that's what I did back then. And boy did we party. But bruh, they took me to a rave.
Oh shit.
I had never heard of such. They're like, we're going to a rave, man. They're northern, so they have the accent. and then I'm the hillbilly, and like, oh my god, bruh. I'm like, what in the fizzuck is a rave?
Yeah.
They're like, it's a party, man, and it's gonna be awesome. Just chill, April. Drink you a pop. And, and I'm just like, bruh. So I'm like, well, where's this rave at? We don't know yet. Fuck you mean you don't know yet? They're like, you call a number about 2 hours before it starts and they give you directions.
That sounds sketchy as fuck.
What kind of fucking scary movie shit y'all got me in, bruh?
Like that's I don't fuck with that. I don't trust that. No.
So they called, got the address. We start driving. We keep driving deep and deep. In the words of Elvis Presley, in the ghetto. We was in the ghetto of Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm talking, you could hear gunshots, police sirens. I was fucking terrified. I had PTSD from being a school shooting survivor when I was a freshman, which was only 3.5 years prior to this.
Yeah.
So I'm like laid back in the seat like this, where you
Yeah.
can't see me in the, in the window. They're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "I'm
You're like, I've got
trying.
reason to be scared, motherfucker.
I'm trying to save my life, bitches." So,
Yeah.
and they're just laughing at me, you know. And we get there, right? And it's at this abandoned warehouse in the ghetto of Detroit. We had to wait in line outside of this abandoned warehouse. We get to the front of the line, and you know those long string, like curtain beads?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
beads, but they're curtain.
Yeah.
They had one of those, and like they have to search you, So this is literally the search. You do this, and they go, "Okay, you're good." Because they know everybody's there. Everybody there is doing
Yeah.
something. Then you go through another set of beads, and there's this white dude and black dude sitting there. I am not lying, with the brown bagged grocery sacks,
Oh my God.
and they're like, "So what you want?" And I looked at my cousins. I'm like, "I don't know, what the fuck do I want?" My cousin's like, "We need 4 roughnecks and a 20 sack of
Yeah.
and that's it. "All right, I got you," he said. Gives it to her. We go on. I'm like, "Fuck's a roughneck?"
Yeah.
It's ecstasy is what it is.
Oh shit.
So I never done that before.
Yeah.
And so we go in, they're playing nothing but techno music, which I hate. I hate techno music. I hate it. I hate it. My music has to have lyrics.
Yeah.
It has to. So, but there's huge speakers taller than me, and it's bass. It's just like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, which I loved. I did love that. The loud music. It's dark as shit. Everybody's got glow sticks and
Yeah.
glow bracelets and necklaces and all this crazy shit. And people's just jumping around and dancing all effed up. And I'm like, what in the fuck kind of Alice in Wonderland shit is going on here? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I've ever heard a better fucking description. Like, that's so perfect. Oh, that's awesome.
So my cousin's like, "Let's go outside." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Outside? Fuck that." They're like, "No, it's like an enclosed outside."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay." So we go past all the people jumping around with glow sticks and go to the outside. The first thing I see when we walk outside is a couple.
Oh my
What it is,
God.
so what's up? Can I play again in them guts? Cut you up like you ain't
Oh
been
my
cut.
God.
And I'm like, you can't help but look. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I mean,
yeah.
you're like,
You're like, oh my God, this is just out in the open. What the fuck?
yeah, and at this point, I'm still kind of pretty much really reserved, you
Yeah.
know. Growing up, I grew up in a very Christian household,
Yeah.
very religious, Bible thumpers, over the top
Yeah.
religious, like
Yeah.
unrealistic religious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And So I was like the black sheep of the family. Once I turned 17, well, 16. 16's when I started smoking.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we go outside. I see that, and I'm like, I don't want to see that. So I'm like, we need to go somewhere where I can't see that. Like, seriously. And I had took my little roughneck, and we're sitting there, and I didn't feel shit. I said, man, this sucks. I don't feel nothing. This is bullshit. I'm complaining, your normal 18-year-old kid, and my cousin, she's like, here, take just a half of one, just a half, and you should feel it, blah, blah. Within 20 minutes,
I'll hit you once.
All of a sudden, I literally lean over, throw up. I didn't even feel sick to my stomach. I just lean over, throw up, and you need Kleenex after.
Yeah.
And then it's like when people are, I don't know if you've ever done that drug or not, but if
I have not, no.
Don't. What people, when you're on X, people are overly nice. Like, and talk very slow and chill and kind of like Owen Wilson. Everybody
gives me a pretty clear picture.
Like Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
But when I leaned over the pew, it's like people knew it was what was supposed to happen. So I feel all kind of hands rubbing my shoulders and my back, and they're like, "You need anything? What can I get you, man? You need anything, man?" And I'm just like, a fucking Kleenex. And it's like a movie, like 7 Kleenexes come in front of my face. And so I grabbed the Kleenexes and stuff, and then like I had noticed too when we walked in and sat down, most everybody was chewing on pacifiers. And I'm like,
I've heard that being a thing, but like,
I'm like, why are grown adults in here sucking pacifiers? Just curious, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
So then I realized why very quickly, because when you're on E, it makes you bite your teeth and chew and very thirsty. And so I was drinking hella water, and I don't drink water. If you ever see me drinking water, call 911, because something is very wrong. I'm either on some kind of terrible drug, or somebody has kidnapped me, is forcing me to drink water. Like, I don't drink water, seriously.
Yeah.
And the feeling lasted for 16 hours. And
damn.
Then I slept for like 13 hours. Oh, while we were at the rave, there was this guy there named Tim, Tim. I pronounce it Tim. They pronounce it Tam, like TEM, Tam. And like the number 10, I say 10, they say 10. And they're like, hey, Tennessee girl, hey, what's his name? And I
just want you to say it.
Yeah, and I'd go, Tim, and then they'd be like,
I love that.
And it was hilarious. It was so funny. I was such a bad. I was in active addiction. You got to remember. From the age of 16 to 30. So I didn't even admit or realize or even think I was an addict until I was 29. That's how much in denial I was. I could stop doing whatever drug it was like that.
Yeah.
If I'm like, I don't want to do it no more, I didn't do no more. And so I thought because I could do that, I wasn't an addict. But what I didn't realize then that I realize now is, I would stop doing that drug, but I would substitute it with another one.
Yeah.
So the next day, my cousins are like, yo, April, you gotta hear this new white rapper. He's from here. He's awesome. You gotta hear him. And I'm like, okay. Keep in mind, yet again, I'm still, more reserved than I am now. And out of every song on the Slim Shady LP they could have played, the first song they played for me was 97 Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, damn.
Where he's talking to his infant daughter about killing her mother.
Yeah.
And he's like, you want to help Dada tie a rope around this rock? We'll tie it to her footsie, then we'll roll her off the dock. Ready now? Here we go. On a count of three. 1, 2, 3. Whee! There goes Mama splashing in the water. No more fighting with Dad. No more restraining order. No more stepdaddy. No more new brother. Blow her kisses bye-bye. Tell Mama you love her. And I'm just like,
You're like, when you first hear it, it's like horrifying, but then there's
yeah.
something just so like poetic about it at the same time.
It wasn't for me at first. I was very
Yeah.
offended. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
I said, what in the fuck do y'all got me listening to?
Yeah.
This dude is talking to his infant daughter about killing her mother
Yeah.
and getting her to be an accessory
Yeah.
to help her roll her off the dock.
Like when you read it on paper, it's like horrible.
And then they're like, April, please just give him a chance. Just give him a chance. And I'm like, all right, go ahead. The next song they played was My Faults.
Mm-hmm.
I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl. I never meant to
Yeah.
bring you to my world. And now you're sitting in the corner crying, and now it's my fault. My
Yeah.
favorite part of that song, it's hilarious, is when he says, I said I'm high too, bitch. Quit grabbing my t-shirt. I thought that song was funny. Then they played
Yeah.
Guilty Conscience. I loved that.
Yeah.
And then it just went from there. And I was like, hey, take me to a CD store. That's back when we had to buy our music.
Yeah.
We went to a CD store and I bought the Slim Shady LP. I've still got it right up there. I've got every Eminem album that's
Hell
ever
yeah.
existed, from the Slim Shady EP to Infinite
Oh,
to the
that's what's
Slim
up.
Shady LP, all the way to
Ooh, that looks clean as fuck.
Curtain Call 2. I
Oh,
got
I
them.
love that. I love the cover art for that album. That cover art is so
I
sick.
got them all. So,
Hell yeah.
but so it started. Our love story started in Detroit, and I bought his CD, Slim Shady
Mm-hmm.
LP. I brought it to Tennessee. Now down here, nobody'd heard of him in the little city
Yeah.
I live in. I have more subscribers than the population of my city.
Yep. I had that in monthly listeners on Spotify at one point. My hometown has like maybe 2,000 people.
Yeah, you're smaller than mine.
Yeah, I'm from my mom and I joke we are literally in the middle of butt fuck nowhere. Like
I say bumfuck Egypt.
no. Yeah.
My town has like 7,000 something. But
Yeah.
so I introduced Slim Shady to
Yeah.
all my friends, blah blah blah. All right. So time goes on, he keeps releasing albums. I keep getting them all. And then Proof died. That was horrible. R.I.P. Proof. Then he overdosed, which
Yeah.
was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, it was horrible. Then he took a break for a while.
Yeah.
Then he released Recovery.
Mm.
Classic.
Oh yeah.
And brilliant. To me, that is a no skip CD. Like you can listen
Mm.
to it track one all the way through the bonus tracks, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. and the CD came out in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to that CD on repeat, and this was at the height of my addiction, where I was taking 40 to 60 pain pills a day.
Damn.
A day. Like,
God
I
damn.
would take 10 Lortab 10s at once.
Damn.
And was functioning. And nobody had a clue. And it was just so I wouldn't be sick at that point, and I could function. I would go to work. I would pay my bills. I took care of my son. Nobody had a clue. Like, I was what you call a functioning addict. So I listened to his album Recovery. I knew his story, obviously, about Prue and the overdose and him, almost dying and all that stuff. And then listened to the album on repeat for a year. And it was his story and that album that helped me make the decision to go to rehab.
That's awesome.
Now get this. Friday, it was on a Friday, August 5th. You could Google it. Friday, August 5th, 2011. Okay, that's the day he released Curtain Call this year. Friday, August 5th. Curtain Call 2.
Yeah.
Well, Friday, August 5th, 2011 is the day I called rehab and went in for the free consultation where they obviously told me I needed inpatient. Then Sunday, August the 7th, is when I went to rehab. And then Monday, August the 8th, 2011, is my clean date. Because obviously the day I went to rehab, I took pills. Most addicts, alcoholics, the day they go to rehab, they do something, whatever their drug of choice is, they do it, So my clean date's 8/8/11. All right. Then I get out of rehab on October 17th, 2011, which is Eminem's birthday.
Wow. That's wild.
That's crazy, bro.
Yes, that's a lot of shit lining up.
It's meant to be.
It's meant to be, man.
It's meant to
gotta pursue that. You gotta hit up Tech and be like, hey, you got M's number?
No, I couldn't do it. I did ask Tech9 though. Well, you watched the interview. What it was like working with Eminem, and just like I asked him what it was like working with Tupac, because that's amazing. And the last interview I had with Kid Vicious, which is Royce the 5'9's little brother. Like, I'm so close to Eminem. Like,
I know.
Like, oh my God, this dude sees him every day. But, I would never ask them to, like, tell him, like, that's just not cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
But if they just, felt led to do it, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
Because it's on my bucket list to see him live before I die. And if I can't see him perform live, then even just like some sort, even like a tweet or a
like Instagram, some acknowledgement that
any kind of acknowledgement that he watched just one of my reactions. Anything like that, anything.
Dude, if M ever tweeted a link to my song, I think I'd pass the fuck out.
I'd be dead, but it would be
just
worth it. It would be worth it. It would be so worth it. So that's my crazy story about Eminem.
Love that.
Okay,
thank you for taking me down that trail. That was an adventure.
I'm sorry. I'm talking your head off. I
You're good,
apologize.
man.
So, okay, we were talking about your background. You said you're
Yes.
21. You're from Alabama. I
Yes.
gotta say it every time I say Alabama. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. You already
That's
know.
right. So you said your future kids earlier, so I'm assuming you have no children.
I do not know.
Any wife?
No, I do have a girlfriend though.
Okay. Shout
Yeah.
out to the girlfriend.
Absolutely.
Have you always lived in Alabama?
Yeah, I've been born and raised in the same place. I have not moved.
You don't have as much of a southern accent
That's what
as
everybody says. That's what's
as
so funny.
I
Everyone
would
I
have
ever meet.
expected, you know,
Yeah.
like I
I,
do.
I'm not sure where the lack of accent comes from though, because both my mom and dad have a relatively like
Southern.
prominent accent. I just don't. No idea why.
My big brother was the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Born and raised in Alabama, and he never spoke with a southern accent. He was very
I don't know.
proper, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did you graduate high school or?
Yeah, I did. I graduated from Pensacola Catholic High in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm relatively fresh graduate. It still feels weird to not have that routine.
Oh my God, you graduated in 2019?
Yep.
I graduated high school in 1999. Oh my
That's fucking
God.
hilarious. That's the same year my dad graduated.
20 years.
Yep. That's wild.
Doing these interviews with almost everybody so
Mm,
far except for Tech, Kid Vicious, and Mickey Fax. You know, last year it was Royce, Lupe Fiasco, Mickey
mm.
Fax, and Kid Vicious were all in the diss track back and forth
Yeah, yeah.
rap beef shit.
Yeah.
And the only reason I interviewed Mickey before I interviewed Kid Vicious, but the only reason I posted Kid Vicious's verse is because we talked about the game's love letter to Eminem called the Black Slim Shady. I don't know if you've heard it.
I hadn't checked it out, but I've stayed a little bit in
Watch
touch with
my
that.
reaction.
All right, I will. Because I don't really stay up to beat on a lot of like rap beefs anymore.
I love it.
Like I used to be super into all
Well,
that
the
stuff. I
thing
don't
about
know.
it
I just
is this ain't even a rap beef. It's just a
yeah, yeah.
publicity stunt that the
Oh,
game
I'm sure. I'm sure.
pulled to get eyes on his album,
I was
and
gonna say, man said I got an album coming out. We're gonna
he
get
still
some clicks.
only sold 25,000 in the first week.
Damn.
That's what
Damn.
you get. But bro, I made a video. It's two different ones. One's an
Mm,
hour and 52 minutes long, and the other one's 55 minutes long. Me and my
mm.
long videos. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah. I love it.
People can like it or lump it. I don't care. But the one that's an hour and 52 minutes long is
Mm.
called The Ultimate Stand,
Okay.
exposing the games Black Slim Shady, Eminem diss, and him. And
Okay, yeah.
I literally was up for 52 hours straight
Damn.
doing research and
Mm.
putting together this video. Then once I had it put together, I had to edit it, upload it to my channel as unlisted.
Mm.
Then I had to do like a reaction to that video to explain everything to the people.
Yeah.
And, you know, people who complain about the length of it, shut the fuck up, because
There's a lot to go over.
if I wouldn't have edited it, that bitch was over 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And after I edited it, it was 1 hour and 52 minutes. So,
Yeah.
but you got to think it's a 10.5 minute song. So it's
Yeah,
a
there's a lot to go over.
lot to unpack. I have receipts in that video that the game has ghostwriters.
Oh shit.
It is validated. He does have ghostwriters, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he wrote the Black Slim Shady because
Okay.
it's so pathetic and terrible. And I mean, when you have to bite off of or copy off of
Mm-hmm.
Ja Rule and Nick Cannon's disses to Eminem, and
Really?
you can't come up with your own shit,
Damn. That's bad,
that
man. That's
says a
bad.
lot.
Yeah.
One of the hardest lines in the diss, he said, "Do rag for 10 years and never have one wave." That was one of the hardest lines in the
Yeah.
track. Well, come to find out, Ja Rule said that a long time ago in a
Oh my
in
God.
a disc called Loose Change to 50 Cent and Eminem. He said, "And M, what's the do rag for? You ain't ever gonna have waves. You'll never know black pain, but you could be the first white rapper slain."
Damn.
And then he exposes himself.
Mm.
Bruh, you gotta watch that
I was
video.
gonna say don't spoil too much. I want to check out the video for myself to see
But
the
the thing
breakdown.
is you like that video. I don't play any other song because copyright.
Yeah.
Because I had already reacted to it, so it's just me talking and explaining stuff to the
Okay.
viewers. But my reaction is only like 20 something minutes, which is
Mm.
actually, that says a lot too. When, as long as my reactions and bar breakdowns tend to be, and this was a 10.5 minute long
And
fucking,
the whole video is only 20
and
minutes.
the
Like, yeah.
video's like 22, 23 minutes, something like that. That
Yeah.
says a lot,
Says a lot, man.
a
100%.
whole lot.
Yeah.
And look, Hit Boy, the producer, Hit Boy,
Mm.
bruh, they were at the album release party, and I put this clip in my Ultimate Stand video.
Mm.
The interviewer said, out of the 6 or whatever tracks you produce, whatever, what are you feeling the most? Hit Boy was like, man, all them shits. But he said, but hey, wait, let me say something. I gotta say something about the Black Slim Shady. He said, the whole first half is straight up the game paying homage to Eminem. He says, that's my half.
Oh my God.
He says, I love Eminem and I love the game. He said, and then I left and went to my own session, chopping it up for a few hours. I come back and he done went crazy on the second half and put the Black Slim Shady over my beat. I didn't have nothing to do with that. But the first half where he's paying homage, that's my half. Like,
Oh my
so he's
God.
basically throwing the game under the bus and at the same time saying he don't want to smoke with Eminem. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I thought that was hilarious.
That's fucking hysterical.
And then one of the lines in the little disc, this is what he says about Eminem. He says 23 years in the game or something like that, and still ain't penetrated the culture.
I feel like you could look at all the fucking Eminem clones that come out every year and could tell how he has. Like if you looked at nothing else, if you didn't look at
all its accomplishments.
yeah, like if you looked on that aspect alone, that would tell you that there was at least something going on there. And then when you see everything else that he's accomplished in the accolades and how far so many of his songs have gone and impacted the sound of the genre's whole transition, you would see just how much of an impact he has. Like in terms of cultural impact and the way that the sonic direction of rap has gone, I would have to put M up there with like Kanye.
Yeah,
Like 100%.
absolutely. Well, my video that I used to debunk that bullshit,
Yeah. Yeah.
I put a whole compilation video together of both new school rappers and OGs
Mm-hmm.
from Nicki Minaj to Jay-Z to
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar to Jack Harlow to LL Cool J to Rakim to Cool
Yeah.
G Rap to Redman to, I mean, it was several.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z listed his top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And his top 5: Biggie, Tupac, Scarface,
Mm-hmm.
Eminem, and Three Stacks. Andre 3000.
Okay. That's
I
a good list.
I'm pretty sure that was his top 5.
That's a hella good
Jay
top five.
Z and Jay
Yeah.
Z is on most people's list.
Oh yeah.
The 3 names I hear when I interview people, the 3 names I hear the most are Jay Z, Nas, and Eminem. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
3 names I hear the most. If not all 3, at least 1 or 2 of them is on
Yeah.
the list. Okay, so you graduated high school. Did you go to college at all?
I did for a little bit, but then that was right around the time that COVID first started. And being locked in the house and having to do everything digital and as well as some other stuff that was going on really kind of put me in a bad spot mentally. And I just needed to take a step back. And since then, I've been working full time at a place locally, building airplane parts. And
Awesome.
yeah, pretty good gig. So I'm
That's
chilling there right
that's
now.
probably some pretty good money.
It's pretty good. Best I've ever had.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, you kind of answered this earlier, but you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
go a little bit deeper with it. Have you always wanted to be a rapper? If not, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Yeah.
And if not, how long have you wanted to be a rapper
So
or
I
been
had
a
always wanted to
rapper?
be I had always wanted to be a musician. I always had a very big love of music, but my family didn't have and still really doesn't have like a lot of money to spend on, like music equipment, instruments, things like that.
It's
So,
expensive.
yeah. And so because of that, my love for music was kind of shifted for a long time into more just enjoying music. And it wasn't until high school when I could start, have my own jobs, making my own money, that I was able to start investing in myself and in my craft. And up until then, I had told my parents and my extended family, who would be the ones helping pay for my college, that I wanted to be an engineer because I thought that was like a safe option.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started gaining
That's what my
the ability
son's
of
thinking
like,
about
yeah.
being.
And it wasn't until when I first tried to go to college shortly after graduation, I had decided that I wanted to pursue a music production degree. And bringing that up to my extended family, they're very typical trade school types. So they were not willing to help with that whatsoever. And if they weren't willing to help, I didn't have money to really go to college. And so I was kind of just doing it as I could at the local community college over in Pensacola. Shout out PSC.
Shout
Um,
out PSC.
So it wasn't until around shortly after COVID started that I took a step back. I started, you know, working full time. And with that, I was able to really focus in on my music more. And it was around the time that I had finished the first Indigo Child that I said, I think I can really turn this into something.
Yeah.
And, I've always been a huge fan of storytelling, of lyricism, and,
Me too.
Just ways of like, have you seen those videos on YouTube where it's like people dissecting rhyme schemes?
Yes. With
Those
that
are
color,
my
the
shit.
color,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those are my shit. And so that's how I learned to do multi-syllable rhyming, was I would watch those videos and like sit there and look at it and see how it worked, and started doing it myself and just getting better at it. And from there, as I started getting better and better with the music, I started getting a lot more confidence in it. And with that came more drive to push it further and further. And that led to, in I want to say 2019, when I was working on one of my older tapes called OCD, Obsessive Compassion Disorder.
Ah.
That's one of my older SoundCloud tapes. While I was working on that, of all people, Hobson was live on Instagram, and I hopped in his live stream, and it had that request button of like
I
request to join in,
love
and I just clicked
Hobson.
it, and I just clicked it, and I was just sitting there watching his live stream, and then I see it pop up. Hobson
Yeah.
has accepted your request, and I was like, "Shit,
Oh
fuck,
shit,
oh
yeah.
god!" And so I'm like freaking the fuck out. I joined the live stream, and I'm like trying to play it cool, but on the inside, I'm like, "Oh my fucking god, what's
Yeah.
happening?" And I ended up freestyling for him on his live, and gained like 150 followers overnight on my
Wow.
Instagram, and a lot of people like flooding to my new stuff that I was putting out for that tape. And that was kind of
Wow.
the first big cosign I got that really made me like start believing in myself, like, oh shit, I can do this. And I've just been pushing it really hard since then, because on top of just enjoying making music and loving learning about music theory, arrangement, production, all this, more than anything, it's very therapeutic for me. And
Oh
so
yes.
helping me
It's
work
such an
through
outlet.
all the shit. Oh, 100%. I encourage you to check out the project whenever
Oh,
you get
I
a chance,
will.
of the Pink Moon, because
100%.
I
Hundred
think
percent.
I think you would love it, because it's easily my most vulnerable project, but also my highest quality. And one of the aspects that I love about how it turned out was, in order to make the concept of the whole album feel more cohesive, I was able to make it to where every song flows into the next one completely
That's
seamlessly,
amazing.
and the end of the album perfectly loops back to the beginning.
That's amazing.
And
That's
I'm very proud of how it
absolutely.
turned out.
And it takes a lot of talent to be able to do that. And
That's called YouTube
tremendous,
University, baby. That's called YouTube
tremendous
tutorials.
writing skills to do
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
So I look forward to listening to it. Um,
100%.
how long have you been producing?
So I first started producing my own stuff around, I'd say probably early 2019, on my second SoundCloud project called Simularity, which was just like a little EP when I started experimenting with producing my own stuff.
Uh-huh.
The first song, I'm trying to remember the first song I made a beat for, was The Great Debate 2. And the Great Debate series there's three parts to it. It's kind of like my Ill Mind of Hobson type shit.
You know, I've
The
never heard One Ill Mind of Hobson.
They're pretty good. They all tackle different subject matters.
I
It's
heard,
basically,
I think it's 4, 7, and 8
mhm.
are the best ones.
I would agree with that. I say seven's my personal favorite. So I started producing around then, and then in the short time that I was at PSC, I took some music theory classes and learned a little bit more about music theory, and started applying that to my production, and just really experimented with it. I was like, okay, because I love drawing from as many of my inspirations as possible. So I was like, okay, what I would do is, instead of saying I want to make a song like this song, I would say, what if I took like the style of drums from this Mac Miller song, with the distorted ass synths from this Tyler the Creator song, with like an 808 style that would be in like a Lil Peep track, and just combine shit together and saw what worked. And
You know, I've
I
never
essentially fucked
heard a
around and found out.
song by Tyler the Creator or Lil Peep either.
I would recommend Tyler the Creator a lot. I think you would really like him. His whole album Flower Boy, I think would really hit well with you.
Okay. Do you have a specific writing process?
For the most part, it's either I have an idea for the instrumental first and I start crafting the instrumental and then write to that. Or in the case of my new song, Dream About You,
Whoop, whoop.
uh, in the case of that song, I had the hook already in my head. I just didn't have a beat to it. And I still sometimes do songs over different people's beats, but what I do to try to make it stand out is I'll add my own production over top of it. So, like on Dream About You, the beat was made by a producer named Daisy, who then I added like this little synthesizer, like instrumental bridge section to it.
Okay.
And so from there, it's either I'll come up with a melody idea or a flow idea and record it in my voice memos and do something with it later. Or I've got a bunch of beats that I've been working on that I may just come to and have a sudden wave of inspiration for. Is usually just wherever inspiration strikes. Like a good example of this is back in 2020 when Hurricane Sally hit down south, knocked out our power and our water because we're on a well, knocked us out for like
I
almost,
remember.
yeah, it was bad. Um, but so the morning after, I, without any power, any instrumentation, anything, I grabbed one of my notepads and I wrote my song Hurricane, which is off of For Future Reference. And I wrote that about the feeling of waking up the next morning after that hurricane and seeing the damage.
Wow.
And so it's just from wherever inspiration tends to strike from. And more often than not, it's about real life situations and things that are going on for better or for worse.
Oh, wow. My writing process, it's crazy. Most artists I've talked to say about their writing process, it's whatever the beat
Mm-hmm.
tells them.
Yeah.
Tech Nine said it perfectly. If the beat sounds darker, he may go with a darker story. If the beat
Mm-hmm.
sounds like, let's party, I'm gonna write
Yeah.
more like that. If the beat sounds sad, I'm
Yeah,
good.
matching your lyrics to your beat is extremely important.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things I learned to do.
You know, with me though, since I've been writing my whole life, and
Mm-hmm.
I started writing long before rapping was ever a consideration. And I wrote poetry, which most rap, not all, but
Yeah.
most is poetry. It's
Oh
what
yeah.
it is.
That's how I approach it for sure.
Yeah. And so with me, since I had never, because I was a nurse for 20 years, I thought that's what I would do until I retired.
Yeah.
If you would have told me 3 years ago you're going to be a YouTuber, I'd have laughed in your face. I'd have been
Yeah,
like,
because you just wouldn't expect
okay,
that to be even like a possibility.
no, no,
Yeah.
not it, no.
Yeah.
And it's no shade to YouTubers. It's just not what I thought I'd be doing,
Oh yeah.
Which just goes to show you never know what God has planned for your life. Because when I had to quit nursing, I thought my life was over. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was it. I lost my home. My son and I had to move in with my mom. You listened to my song Pain Music, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
pretty much say it all in that song,
Yeah.
Um,
It's a very powerful track, by the way. You should be very proud of that. It was very beautiful.
thank you. Thank
Of
you so
course.
much. But with my writing, the way I've always done it, unless it's a remix, because
Mm-hmm.
with a remix, you already have the beat and know the
Yeah.
beat and know. But it's so weird. I can literally be watching true crime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm addicted to true crime.
Yeah.
I could be watching a true crime show or a true crime channel, and just out of literal nowhere, a title will
Yeah.
pop in my head. It will
Yeah.
just pop in my head. And when that happens, I immediately know it's time to write.
Is that like I've got a note in my phone that's full of different song title ideas, album title ideas?
Well, what I do is I stop whatever I'm doing, and I'm
Mm.
old school. It ain't no phone for me. It's
Yeah. Pen and pad, man.
yes, because I'm always scared something to happen with my phone or whatever, and then I'll lose
Mm.
everything. Now, I think it's cool if you use your phone or iPad or whatever, computer, whatever, to type your songs and stuff. I think that's cool. But, like, I have a whole lot of my poems and stuff in my phone, but I also wrote them down as well, just
Mm.
in case something were to happen to
Yeah,
my
you don't want to
phone
lose all that work.
and then I lose all that, and then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Mm.
Like, that, I would be heartbroken. And so I have everything on paper and I keep it
Mm.
all in a bag, all my writings. So I stop everything I'm doing. I write the title at the top of the paper, and then I'll put by April G. Over here to the right, I'll put the date, and then I'll just start writing until I'm
Mm.
finished.
Yeah.
I don't stop. I'm not one of those people who starts a song and then stops and then comes back the next day and then stops and then like I
Yeah.
will not
I got to
stop
do it all. Me too. I got to
until
do it in
I'm
one
done.
sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my writing process. All right.
Okay, cool.
So your rapper name, Nomrah.
Yes.
Where'd you get that from?
So the original way that I came up with it, my last name is Harmon, Harmon. So it's my
Gotcha.
last name backwards. But when after I had it for a little while, I kind of decided I wanted it to mean something a little more than just my last name backwards. So I actually turned it into an acronym that kind of represents what I stand for as a person.
Oh,
And
do tell.
yeah, so
Love acronyms.
the name Namra is never omit my rights as a human.
Ooh. Never omit my rights as a human. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that's awesome. Would you ever sign to a label?
I think it would really depend. If I was in a position where I'm at, like right now, for example, where I know the quality of my music is there, I know that my branding and my art and me being able to represent myself sincerely and truly is all there. The only thing that I would really need help with is the financial end of things to be able to help push things out to more people. So, with that being the case, I would consider it. But if I was at a point like, say, where the money wasn't an issue and I could do it all by myself, then I would stay independent. And like, say I did sign a deal and they were able to help get me however far, and then afterwards, after the contract ended, I have money, I have the fan base, then I probably wouldn't sign to anything else after that.
Right. So, how many albums slash EPs slash mixtapes, whatever, do you have?
So let me see. My first SoundCloud project was The Good, the Bad, and the Neutral. Then we had
I like that.
Simularity.
The good, the
Thank you.
bad, and the neutral.
And then we had Simularity, which was an EP. Then
So, do you mean it as simularity or similarity?
Simularity. It's a combination of the word simulation and similarity.
Oh, okay. You're
Yeah.
very creative.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
And then we had OCD, obsessive compassion disorder. Then after that, I released Indigo Child, and then um, for future reference,
That's
my latest EP, which
5.
is Angel Number 36, and then Indigo Child to the Pink Moon. So 7 bodies of work in total.
That's amazing. Since 2018?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Been working like a madman.
7. You have 7 albums in your
Yes.
discography in just 4 years. That's
Thank you.
tremendous.
Thank you.
That shows your work ethic and your passion, and much respect.
Thank you so much.
What's your favorite album? Or do you have a favorite album?
That's tough. Part of me wants to say the Pink Moon because it's my highest quality wise. I definitely enjoy it for all the things that it helped me get through and where it's taken me career wise this far. Like Lyrical Lemonade posted an article about the song anyways, and that fucking rocked my world.
Holy
I
mother!
know.
That's amazing.
I was like freaking the fuck out when I got sent that.
How'd that happen?
So let's see. I don't know if I'm allowed to like give specific names, but I was able to meet somebody who I met through like an artist group chat, and they had a connect to somebody who I'm not really entirely sure what he does. I think he kind of handles like a lot of the submissions that like Lyrical Lemonade sees for like independent artists, and he sent my album The Pink Moon to them, and they really liked the song anyways, and they wrote an article about it, and it was a very positive one at that, which was fucking incredible.
Let me write that down. I want to read it.
Yeah, if you go on my Instagram page, it's in my highlights.
Was it in a specific? I'm so old, I don't know how to say it.
Oh no, you're good. It's like an online kind of forum style, like basically the Lyrical Lemonade like music videos YouTube channel has like their website, and on their website they have a bunch of articles about different artists and everything, and they posted talking about the song, talking about the music video I did with it, talking about the production and just kind of all sorts of things, and they had a lot of positive things to say, which was good because that's probably my favorite track on the album.
So why did you want me to react to I'm Happier there?
Because I was trying to think after watching your reactions, I was like, she fucks with the lyricism, the rhyme schemes, the punchlines, and I'm Happier there is like kind of the one really kind of turned up, super lyrical heavy, just me rapping my ass off type of thing. And because I feel like on every project, I have to have at least one of those just for fun.
Now, I mean, I realize I'm known as the bar queen.
Yeah.
And things of that nature. And while I absolutely love bars, entendres, metaphors, similes, wordplay, rhyme schemes, all that wonderful stuff, I am a complete sucker for substance. Like, you know, NF is in my top 5.
Yeah, like I can definitely say that NF, I'm a sucker for substance too.
Yeah, NF, you know, he has bars here and there. But for the most part, his songs are storytelling, real, raw, vulnerable, emotional type.
And I think I think that you will actually like the Pink Moon a lot then, because it's a very healthy mix of both. And speaking on what you were talking, speaking on what you were talking about earlier with writing poetry, song number 9 called "But If You Miss Me" is actually a poem that I wrote. So there's an instrumental in the background that I made, and it's just me reading this poem throughout the duration of the track. It's like
spoken word.
Yeah. And I actually have 2 of the lines from the poem tattooed on my chest because it was some of the most powerful writing I think I've done. The lines that I got tattooed, they say, "I later learned that I'm the solution to my problems, but the problem was my solutions."
Yes. Yes, I love that. I love that. We actually learned something very similar to that in recovery. It's I am my own problem, but I am also my solution. So
very wise words.
Yeah, I love it. My life motto is Galatians 6:9. And when I say that, some people tend to think I'm trying to be preachy or whatever, which I'm not. it's just, to me, amazing words to live by. Galatians 6:9 NIV, New International Version. And I actually have that tattooed on my back. Just Galatians 6:9, not the entire verse.
Yeah.
But it says, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up.
I like that. It was very beautifully said.
I love that so much. And that's something I try to live by. And then my little brother had his own quote that I plan on, whenever I have the money, getting tattooed right here. It's going to be his quote and then like his signature.
Oh, I like that.
And his quote was, if I live, I live. If I die, I live.
Oh, I like that.
I love that.
That was beautifully put.
And after he passed, the church had t-shirts printed with that quote on it, with his name and then his date of birth and the date he went to heaven. So
that's beautiful.
I loved it and still love it. I actually have a necklace. I normally wear it all the time, but it's right over there. A lady from their church made me and my stepmom, which was my little brother's mom. We have the same dad, different moms. Made us a necklace, and in the very middle of the necklace, it has a cross. And then, like right under the cross, it says Jordan. That's my little brother's name. And then on the outer part, it's, if I live, I live. If I die, I live. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah. He was. I've never met anybody like him. He was such an amazing, inspirational, faith-filled person.
That's wonderful.
Okay, what is your favorite song of yours?
I'd say it's a tie between But If You Miss Me and a song I did with another artist named It's Mads called Devil in the Closet. Those are probably my two favorites.
Okay. Who is your dream collab?
Oh, that's tough. If I could only pick one, I would have to say Kendrick.
Oh, that's a good one.
But, because
of course, mine would be Eminem.
Yeah, Kendrick has been in my number one spot for a while. I actually fairly recently got to see him on the Mr. Morale tour in New Orleans. That show was fucking so incredible.
Jealous.
Oh, guess how close I got? We were on the floor, and the floor was general admission, so there weren't any seats. You just got as close as you could. At one point, I was able to push through, and there was one stage here and like a pathway that came out, and then like another smaller stage in the center. I was around that smaller stage in the center. It was me, one row of people, the guardrail, the stage. Like, amazing. I was close. Easily the best concert I've ever been to in my life. It was phenomenal.
My son and I, it was requested that we react to Savior by him.
Oh, that's such a good song.
From Glastonbury.
I haven't seen the live version yet, but I've heard it's awesome.
Well, I have a reaction to it. I have a Kendrick Lamar reactions playlist on my channel. Okay. If you ever get bored and want to check it out.
I bet.
The thing about it is, though, my reaction to that, I had to blur the video because YouTube kept blocking it. But
YouTube's weird about that kind of thing, man.
You should definitely search up on YouTube Kendrick Lamar Savior live at Glastonbury 2022.
Okay.
It's amazing.
I'll make sure to check it out. That sounds I'm Definitely down to check that out.
He wears a crown of thorns,
I've seen that in some of the videos.
and it has diamonds in it,
Yeah,
and
the like full diamond
I
crown of
think
thorns.
it
It's
was I think
insane.
it's either 80,000 or $800,000 worth of diamonds in that crown.
Jesus.
Either way, it's a lot. But my reaction to the Heart Part 5, which
Mm-hmm.
is my favorite song by Kendrick, followed by N95. I love that song. But my reaction to the Heart Part 5 and my reaction to Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst.
Oh, that song is beautiful.
Those two reactions, I got so many amazing comments on those two
Yeah.
reactions. Like, I would be feeling low and down and like a failure and like deleting my channel and all that stuff. And then I'd get a comment, and it would always be so far on either the Heart Part 5 or Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, April, stop tripping. You are doing
Yeah.
something right. You know, keep it going. And yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, if you hadn't seen my reaction to those two,
I'll definitely check them out for sure.
I would love to know your feedback on them.
Oh yeah, I got you.
What are your thoughts on reactions, and what are your thoughts on long bar breakdowns, and when did you discover reactions? Because to me, there's a difference between a reaction and a bar breakdown.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think that they're both great. I
Mm-hmm.
first, like many kids from my generation growing up, were introduced to the idea of reaction videos through the Fine Brothers, and where it's like the teens react, kids react, like those type of videos. And so the idea of reaction videos had pretty much been second nature to me for a while. And when I
The
saw it becoming a
original
more of a
reactors,
like,
though, were Beavis and Butthead.
man, I
All
love
right,
that.
go ahead.
Uh, but so it was from there that I started discovering some other reaction channels like No Life Shack and a bunch of the bigger guys, and ended up just really falling in love with the reacting community because it gives you a really good opportunity of seeing other people's perspectives, especially when it's a bar breakdown. Like one of the reactors I really do like watching a lot is Screwface John, mainly because of the way that he breaks down bars, because of him having that like battle rap history.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's interesting to see the way that like he may catch on some double entendres or like some other meanings that maybe I didn't catch. By the way, if you have not checked out the new JID album, holy shit, you need
I
to check
don't
it
think
out.
I've ever heard anything by him.
I highly recommend it. It's phenomenal. Very good. Very good storytelling. Very good. Lots of substance in there.
Okay.
Very good. And so that's like I could watch like five different reaction channels all reacting to the same song and catch a bunch of different shit that I didn't catch.
Mm-hmm.
So I love watching reaction channels because I feel like it's a very good way of like breaking down that wall between the artist and the fan base. It
Yeah.
really gives you that great interaction where like me as an artist, when I saw your reaction to I'm Happier There, I didn't have to wonder like, oh, I wonder if April likes the song, because I had it right there in front of me to see and see your reactions and your opinions on it. And so I think that they're great. I love it.
Thank you. Now, this is not your top five. This is just who are your biggest influences and or inspirations for your music.
I'd say it's, I guess you could say, a pretty eclectic mix of people, because you've got people like Kendrick, Mac Miller, Lauren Hill, Eminem, Juice World, and then let's see, I'm trying to think. Thinking on the spot is hard.
R.I.P. Mac
Uh,
Miller and Juice WRLD.
Absolutely,
Both
fucking
of them
legends.
are on my wall. Juice WRLD's over here. You
Yeah,
can't see him, but he's over that way.
I'm a huge fan of Juice. One of the artists that Juice World signed, named Clever, is an artist that I've really been on lately. That's inspired me a lot. I think mainly, even if I'm not like the biggest fan of a certain artist, I will always check them out. And I like keeping tabs on a bunch of different subgenres of rap because I'm just a lover of music in general.
Me
So I
too.
could go from listening to some more lo-fi boom bap type stuff to some of the more like psychedelic melodic stuff like Travis Scott does. Just really getting an appreciation for all the different subgenres within the culture. Because I feel like for me personally, I always found the debate a little bit corny of like, oh, what's better, the lyricist or like this like mumble rap thing? Because it seems to me like comparing apples to oranges. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's two very different things. Although they are both types of rap, they serve very different purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because of that,
They're
rather than,
definitely very different.
yeah. So, like, when you compare like boom bap, hardcore lyricism to something like Juice
Little
WRLD's more,
Pump.
or like if you were to take in the more melodic direction, someone like Juice WRLD with a song like Lucid Dreams, right? It would be very different comparing that to something, another Juice track like Godzilla with Eminem. Like both those songs, it's part of the reason why I like artists like Juice so much is because I don't feel like you have to choose one or the other.
You know what's crazy about Juice WRLD is the way, his songs are so different than his
Mm-hmm.
freestyling.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I have a whole playlist too dedicated to Juice WRLD reactions. And that hour-long freestyle he did over the
Fucking
Eminem beat,
insane. Absolutely insane.
I did
Like
that,
this
and
man
it
was
was
built
three
different.
parts. It's
Like,
part one,
yeah.
part two, part three, and I was like,
Like God.
he's definitely in my top five freestyle
Oh,
off the
yeah, like
dome
true freestylers. Yeah,
freestyle. Period.
crazy with it.
Him, Harry Mack.
Harry Mack is built different.
He's
I
an
don't know.
alien,
I don't know what the hell.
bruh.
That man's freestyling abilities
I
blow me the
got
fuck away.
I got a Harry Mack playlist too, but I gotta
Yeah.
get back on some Harry Mack because I have not reacted to Harry Mack in a long time.
Yeah.
I haven't reacted to Juice WRLD in a long time either. My favorite song by Juice WRLD is Wishing Well.
Oh, that one's good. My personal favorite from Juice WRLD is probably Flaws and Sins. That one's a really good one.
I had never heard that one. I need to check it out. But Wishing Well, that's actually one of my most viewed videos or
Oh,
reactions.
nice.
My most viewed reaction is Darkness by Eminem.
Oh, that song is
And
incredible.
remember, I'm a school shooting survivor.
Yeah.
And this was the first time I had ever heard that song. And I
Oh,
had only been reacting November, December for 2 months
yeah.
when that dropped. Thank God at the time I had no idea because I'm not tech savvy. I had no idea how to pull up videos. Thank
Mm.
God, because the first time I ever heard that, if I had watched the video too, I probably wouldn't have made it through it. But
Man, yeah.
I
That
ended up watching the video on my own later. But I for my first 3 to 4 months that I reacted, I literally
mm.
just reacted to audio off of Spotify.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't on Spotify, then I would look it up on YouTube. But most of the time, it was on Spotify, and I could listen to it from Spotify. And so I just reacted to the audio from
Mm.
Spotify, and oh my, that reaction's got like 45,000 views, which is a lot
Hey.
for my
Yeah,
little
that's
old
awesome.
channel. And then
That's awesome, man.
my second viewed is How Could You Leave Us by NF.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think Wishing Well by Juice WRLD. So
That's dope.
your top five rappers, dead or alive. It does
Mm.
not have to be in order, but if you do have an order, that's cool.
I would say I don't have an order for them, but I know that because I base it mainly on like who I listen to most, and out of who I listen to, who I think would be in my top, I would say Royce da 5'9", Kendrick, Pusha T,
Mm.
and Nas. That's my yeah.
Great list,
Thank you.
especially to be 21. You've
Thank you.
definitely done your research and know your hip hop history for that top
Thank you.
five. For real. That's
Appreciate that.
awesome. My top five are, this is in order:
Okay.
Eminem, Tupac, Tech Nine,
Mhm.
NF, King Crooked.
Ooh, King Crooked's a good choice. Ooh, King Crooked does not get talked about enough.
He's so underrated, it
He,
pisses me off.
that man, the way that he constructs his rhyme
Let
schemes
me tell
is
you
just
something.
so flawless. Like it's
Have you
wild.
heard his song with Joel Ortiz called Backstage?
I have not.
It's relative.
I have not. I need to check this
I
out.
did a reaction to it, but
Yeah.
it is the verse of the year so far.
Oh shit. Okay, that's a big claim. Okay.
When I'm talking about lyricism,
Okay.
it's the verse of the year so far.
I'll definitely have to check that out.
And Joel Ortiz raps first.
Mm-hmm.
Crooked goes last. And he literally goes through the entire Bible in his verse. And the way he does it, I was
That
I,
sounds so sick. I gotta check that out tomorrow at work.
bro,
I gotta listen to that. Yo.
oh my gosh.
I will say honorable mention for top five though that I forgot Busta Rhymes.
Oh, that's a great one.
Love
For
some Busta
I
Rhymes.
love Joyner Lucas too.
I've been on a fair bit of Joyner Lucas lately.
I love Kendrick too.
Yeah.
I love Ludacris.
Ludacris, yeah. My
Uh,
mom had like a shit ton of his CDs.
I miss Luda.
Oh.
You know, I recently rewatched Eminem's interview with King Crooked, and I
Yeah.
really liked what he said when he said, I think a lot of people mistake their favorite rappers for the top rappers
Yeah.
with all these lists, and that really kind of stuck with me when I rewatched the interview, which was just a couple weeks ago, when I was doing all that research for that game video I made,
Yeah.
which I will send you the link to, because I think that's true. Because there's so many amazing lyricists.
Oh yeah.
It's
That
so
like
hard to name just five, you
oh yeah,
know.
for sure. Like that's why I always love when someone puts me onto a new artist. Like my homie Ashley, DJ Azul, put me on to MF Doom a few years back.
Uh,
And I did deep dive and absolutely fucking love. I've got like a list in my phone of a bunch of artists I'm like slowly going through and checking out. I think Rhapsody is next on my list
oh,
to check out.
she's amazing.
I'm looking forward to it. I've got like a few
Oh,
I've got some
Black
stuff downloaded.
Thought. Black Thought
I
is
fuck with
amazing.
Black Thought. I love
King
Black Thought.
Los.
I haven't heard too much King Los, but from what I have heard, man is built different. That man's a
Amazing.
beast.
Amazing. Now, we're going to quickly go through just a list of your favorites. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Favorite movie.
Probably the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie has been growing because I'm a huge anime nerd.
Okay. Look, I don't know not a shit, not a nothing about anime. I know Pokemon and
Yeah.
Pikachu is
Yeah.
yellow, and I know Pikachu shocks motherfuckers
Yeah.
or
Like
does
I've
some
been
kind of shock something. And I
I am
know
a
of
huge nerd.
Dragon Ball Z.
I'm a huge nerd. Like,
And that's all I
literally,
know.
in I'm happier there. I made several references to Beyblade, a show I watched as a kid that's literally about like spinning tops that like
Well,
fucking
I
battle. Like,
didn't get
I'm a
those
no,
because
you're good. You're good. I am a nerd through and through and always will be. Like, I make so many anime references.
that's okay. It's very popular. I'm just not
Yeah.
into it. Never
It's all good.
was.
It's all good.
My favorite movie, my favorite serious movie, oh, it's so hard, would
Mm.
probably be a tie between Flight with Denzel Washington because
Ooh,
it
that is
is
good.
the best portrayal of an addict slash alcoholic in a movie that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
movie was incredible.
and I love Scarface,
Yeah, that's
and
a
I
good one.
love Boys in the Hood, and
You
then
listed nothing but classics.
and,
Good. Oh,
well, these are my daddy
good.
shits.
No,
Fuck you with your classics.
no,
No, I'm
no.
just kidding.
I mean,
I'm just
classics is in
kidding.
like good quality, man.
I'm just kidding. And then my favorite comedy is Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin
Hmm.
Lawrence,
Okay.
Bernie Mac, and Scott.
Ooh,
Have you ever seen Life?
I have not. I need to check that out. I need to check that out.
Brett, hold on. I collect DVDs.
Hey, that's what's up. Oh,
That's
I
what it
love
looks
that.
like.
I gotta check that out.
You have got to watch this
Bet.
movie.
All right, bet. I'll check it out and I'll let you know what I think.
Yes, you're gonna love it. It's Eddie
Bet.
Murphy, Martin Lawrence, freaking Bernie Mac,
That's such a
freaking
good lineup.
I mean, it's so many great ones.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out and let you know what I think.
Oh,
100%.
I love this movie.
100%.
I had my son watch it with me not too long ago.
Hey.
He loved it. Okay, your favorite TV show?
Currently, I would say One Piece, but as like overall, I'd say
One
Adventure Time was.
Piece. What's that?
It's an anime that
Oh,
I've been
okay.
absolutely obsessed with. But then Adventure Time, which is a cartoon I watched growing up that like just
I
stuck
know
with my
what that
soul.
is. I know what that
Yeah, I
is. I've
love
seen a
Adventure Time.
couple episodes of that.
Love that show.
My favorite TV shows, one that's like current and
Hmm.
popular right now is The Handmaid's Tale
Oh yeah.
on Hulu. Oh, oh,
Ooh, I've also been watching a lot of The Umbrella Academy on
uh.
Netflix. That's a very good show.
Euphoria
Yeah.
is an amazing show. Snowfall, amazing show.
Okay.
But shows that have already ran through their season and are
Yeah.
over, Breaking Bad,
Oh, so
Sons
good.
of Anarchy,
Yeah.
Nurse Jackie.
Oh, I haven't heard. Yeah, I haven't watched that one in a hot minute.
It's on Netflix every season.
I watched it with my mom a while ago.
See, I'm a nurse and I'm a
Yeah.
recovering addict, and she's a nurse and an addict in the show,
Mm.
so I can relate a lot to
Yeah.
her. So amazing. There's so many TV shows I like. I love all true crime stuff, all of it.
Yeah.
Favorite comedian?
Oh, you're gonna make me have to choose like that? I'd say personally, it's gonna be a tie between George Carlin and let's see, Daniel Sloss is one who I absolutely love. I say tie between them.
Mine is Dave Chappelle.
Oh, the goat.
Love Dave Chappelle. I love Cat Williams.
Oh, man, I can't get enough of Cat Williams.
I love Eddie Griffin. I love
Love,
Kevin Hart.
Love Kevin
I
Hart.
love Gary Owen.
Oh, I like
I
Gary Owen a lot.
love Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, I fucking love him.
I love Robin Williams.
Robin
R.I.P.
Williams, Tom Segura, I love
Uh,
him.
Richard Pryor.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
R.I.P. Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy,
Bernie
obviously.
Mac.
So
R.I.P.
many.
I mean,
Like,
come on, bruh. It's a lot.
I'm a nerd for stand-up comedy. I'll
Me
like literally
too.
scroll through Netflix or Hulu
Oh
and just
my God,
binge.
bruh. I didn't know when I started my tooth, so I had no idea what I was gonna do.
Mm,
I just know I wanted to do something. And I started seeing people doing the lip syncing
yeah.
to comedy bits. And I was like, I think I could do that.
Mm,
And I started doing it and I loved it. And so most of my TikTok content is stand-up comedy
yeah.
with a little bit of music sprinkled in there here and there because
Yeah.
I'm such a music lover. But
Yeah. My TikTok is pretty much me promoting my music,
yeah,
doing album reviews, or just shit posting.
yeah,
Just the most random shit I can think of because I have a really weird sense of humor. And so I'll come up with a really stupid fucking joke and post it on TikTok.
yeah.
And it's fun.
Your favorite color?
Right now, it's been royal purple.
Mine
Love
is
royal purple.
black.
Yeah.
Black, then blue, then red. Your favorite music artist, any genre?
I would say
Mine is right
mm,
there behind me.
absolutely.
Michael Jackson. I
Hmm.
named my son after Michael Jackson.
I love that.
Do you know under Michael Jackson, Cobb? You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
Circle of Bosses.
Yeah, yeah.
Is Shoe Gang, used to be Horseshoe Gang, which is
I
King.
know like a little bit. I'm not like super
They're King
well versed, but I got like a
Crooked's brothers.
yeah, yeah.
They go by Shoe Gang now instead of
Mm.
Horseshoe Gang. They are the best rap group of today. Of today.
Okay.
Of today.
Yeah.
Period. Okay, but go
So
ahead.
I would say it's a tie between either JID or Tyler the Creator because both of them combine very, very good rapping from a technical sense with great storytelling, with beautiful production and instrumentation, like all into one. And I love that.
Okay. Your favorite genre of music.
So I've actually really been getting into a lot more like alternative rock lately,
Okay.
like a mixture between that and like lo-fi rap.
Mine is R&B.
Okay.
With hip hop at a very, 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 very close second. They're
Yeah.
hugging.
Yeah.
Your favorite car.
Let's see. I've never been huge on cars,
Me
but I
neither.
do know what I want my dream car to be. Hopefully, this is me manifesting it into the universe, saying it here. You never know. Is a pearl white BMW i8 with the light blue accents on it. Fuck, that is a nice ass
Well, to
car.
not be
I
much into
fucking
cars, boy, you in detail about it.
I like that's literally because that's the only car I want in the future. So I've been eyeballing that son of a bitch. I'm like, I know you.
Now, if you can't answer this, I understand because there's
Yeah, yeah.
no fucking way I could. Your
Okay.
favorite song?
Ooh, right now it's Cody Blue 31 off of the new JID album. I've been playing that son of a bitch like on repeat nonstop. It's probably some of the most soulful singing I've ever heard from
Well, if we're talking about
JID.
right now, mine is Use This Gospel Remix by
Yeah.
Eminem and
Uh
Kanye West.
yeah, of all time, I have no idea what it would be.
Yeah, I don't either. Your favorite band?
I want to say probably either Paramore or yeah, probably Paramore.
Mine's Queen.
A
Your
like that.
favorite animal?
A snow owl for sure.
Mine is dogs and elephants.
Mm.
Your favorite food, as in like a dish?
I figured out a recipe for really good Cajun chicken pasta, and like anything spicy and chicken related is my shit. So like
I
I'm
can't do
all over that.
spicy. I can't do
Man,
spicy.
I'm one of those fucking psychos that's like the spicier it is the better. Like I'm like light
No,
me up. I
I don't
love it.
understand it. Why
I
do
love it.
people want their mouths on fire? I
It's not
don't
like I'm a
understand.
masochist or anything.
I do not understand it. I don't get it.
I love
Why?
that.
Why do you want to
I
eat
don't
something
know.
and you gotta be like,
It's the adrenaline. I don't know, man.
I don't get it. My favorite dish is homemade
Mm.
chicken and dressing with
Ooh,
cranberry sauce.
yeah.
I think it's a southern thing,
I
really.
was gonna say because
For
that as soon as you said
Thanksgiving,
that, I was like, yeah.
my grandmother makes the best chicken and dressing you'll ever eat in your life. And then
Ooh.
my mother makes the second best. And then I also love homemade
Mm.
lasagna.
Oh yeah. I'm a sucker for like
Oh,
pasta of any kind.
yeah.
So
What's your favorite type of food, like cuisine? Mine's Italian.
probably either Italian or Mexican. That's like my big two.
What's your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
What I've got right now that I'm almost out of sweet tea because I'm fucking Southern in my core. You
Southern,
already
yeah.
fucking know, man.
I make the best sweet tea you'll ever drink in your life.
Okay, but I'm gonna hold you to that. Someday you and I are gonna meet up, and I'm going to have to
Okay,
try it.
I promise. I hate cooking. I'm not a huge cook. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But I make the best sweet tea ever. My son
Bet.
tells me that all the time. It makes me
Bet.
feel good. Mine
Yeah.
is Mountain Dew, and I
Mm.
normally have one within arm's reach, which I do have one in my cooler here.
Mm.
It's kind of like a mini fridge, but it's a
Yeah.
cooler that I keep in my room because my feet and ankles swell so much.
Mm.
So it's hard for me to get up and up and down to keep going all the way in the kitchen to get something to drink or eat or whatever. So I keep some drinks and a couple of snacks in here and stuff.
Okay.
But Mountain Dew's my favorite, but I've been on this weird kick lately of cherry Coke.
Okay. I've never been big on sodas personally.
Cherry Coke over ice in this
Hmm.
cup. Although right now I actually found some cherry Pepsi yesterday,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, they're on sale 2 for $3. I'm getting 6
Love
of
that.
them. So I don't know what the deal is about that, but normally it's Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
All right, your favorite restaurant?
Oh, Charlie's. 100%.
Mine's Cheesecake Factory,
Oh, yeah.
followed by Olive Garden, followed by Cracker Barrel.
All right.
Your favorite non-religious book? Because a lot of people, say the Bible or the
Mm-hmm.
Quran or.
I would say rather than a specific book, I have a favorite series. I don't really have a favorite within the series, but the series is called Skeleton Creek. And I read it through middle school and I absolutely loved it. It's basically like these two kids that are solving mysteries within their hometown and they're documenting it as part of like this kind of YouTube style video series. But what's cool about it is that I don't know if the website would still work anymore because it's been years and years. But at the end of each chapter, there would be a link, and you could go to the link and actually watch the video
Oh, that's
that they
cool.
made. So you had like videos that really kind of put you in the world and like made it super immersive.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
it was really cool.
My favorite book is The Shack by William Paul Young.
Oh, that's a great book.
I have read that book 4 times.
It's such a
That
good book.
book changed my life. It changed the way I looked at life and my perspective on a lot of things in life.
Mm.
And I just absolutely love it and highly recommend everybody read it.
Okay.
Your favorite season of the year?
Winter because I love wearing layers and like hoodies and stuff. So like I'm all for that.
Mine's fall. Your favorite holiday?
Probably Labor Day for the reason that it's really close to my mom's birthday, and I always have off work for Labor Day, so I can always spend her birthday with her.
Oh,
So,
that's
so
sweet.
that's always been fun.
That's sweet. I like that. I've never heard Labor Day as someone's favorite holiday. I will say that. Mine's Christmas.
Yeah.
And your favorite sport?
I've actually never been big into sports. Don't really follow any.
Okay. If you had to pick one though, like
Honestly, probably basketball.
mine is college football.
Yeah.
Roll Tide. Yet again.
Absolutely.
All right. What are some of your biggest pet peeves?
Oh, a big one. I fucking hate whenever I'm texting somebody and say I like accidentally use the wrong version of your, and then they like text you and correct you on like you using the wrong one. That shit pisses me off to no end because it's like if you knew what I meant enough to correct me, you knew what I meant enough to understand the fucking message.
You know what's so funny?
Huh?
One of my biggest
Is
is
people
people
using the wrong
misspelling fucking shit. Anything. When people use YOUR instead of YOU
Yeah.
apostrophe RE or THEIR instead of
Yeah.
THEY apostrophe. Now, I used to be one of those people you're talking about where I was
Yeah.
terrible. I would correct people and
Yeah.
be just this grammar spelling freak. And I
Yeah.
still am, but now I'm able to not correct people and I just let my eye twitch and like,
Yeah.
like, oh my God. But go
Yeah.
ahead. What else?
Let's see. I'd say one of my other big ones, and this is like a problem that I have, like, especially with living in the South, is just the stigma around so much shit that really doesn't need to be here. Like the amount of weird looks I get walking around in Alabama just from
Yeah,
having half my hair
your
pink.
hair, yeah.
And like it's like
Or your fingernails painted, or
yeah,
yeah,
like when I'm just walking around literally like that, it doesn't fucking matter. And people want to give me like dirty looks. I'm like, dude, spend your energy worrying about something that actually matters.
right. I hate that too. What I
Yeah.
hate it when people take a group of people and lump them into one big group as if everyone of that group thinks the same, believes the
Yeah.
same.
Hate that shit.
Like, whether it be cops, whether it
Yeah.
be a certain race,
Yeah.
whether it be politics, religion, a certain profession like nurses or doctors or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that.
I think something that's like really important to keep in mind as you're going through life is that no matter what group of people you're around, you're gonna have dickheads in any group of people.
Every group
Every group of people, you're gonna have dickheads. Like
and
there's
every profession, there's gonna be worthless pieces of
yeah.
shit in
I'm
every
trying to
one of them.
remember. I'm trying to remember what comedian it was. It may have been Joe Rogan. I don't remember what comedian it was, but they were like, take a group of 100 random people. What are the odds that one person out of that 100 is a fucking idiot? It's 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's so good.
And then another one of my biggest pet peeves is if I send someone a message and it says seen or read,
Yeah,
and
leaving
then
me on that
I
pisses me
don't
off.
hear from them for
Yeah,
like a week or a month or
yeah,
ever.
yeah. Like that.
It's just like,
It's
well,
rude as fuck.
fuck
It's
you
rude.
too.
It's rude.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like it tells me a lot on how they view me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or how much
Yeah.
they respect me or whatever you want to call it, or how important I am or whatever to that certain person.
Yeah.
That makes me so fucking mad.
Man, it gets me to no end.
Another one of my, I have a lot of pet peeves. Another one of my pet peeves is fakeness. I cannot
Yeah.
stand fake ass people.
I feel like it takes too much energy to be fake. Like that's too much fucking effort to put on that kind of facade. Like, what are you doing it
But
for?
it's everywhere. It's
Like,
everywhere. It's everywhere, and it makes me sick.
yeah.
I could go on forever with pet peeves. I can't stand it when people smack their food,
Oh
smack
yeah,
their.
yeah.
I hate
That
that.
doesn't bother me as much as it used to. It used to bother me bad, but not as
I
much
hate
anymore.
it when people take silverware and scrape their teeth. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
can't
I hate that shit.
stand that. Like, bruh, I got a lot of them. All right. If you could rid the world of one thing, what would it be?
Ignorance.
Good one. Mine would be evil.
Mm-hmm.
My answer used to be disease.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I interviewed Tech Nine and he said evil, I was like, that pretty much covers everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, and then someone, challenged me on, how is disease evil? And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
well, it's not of God.
Yeah.
It's from the devil. Now, yes, the devil has to petition God and God has to allow it according to my beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
The devil is evil. So if
Mm-hmm.
we eliminated evil, there would be no petitioning to God for disease.
Yeah. I like that.
So,
That's a good train of thought.
yeah. What is your biggest goal for your life? And then your biggest goal for your career?
With my life, the main thing is I just want to feel satisfied. I want to feel happy. I want to be able to, at whatever age, be able to look back and say, like, I'm proud of the work I've put in, the things I've accomplished, the people I've met, the family I've made one day. And in terms of my career, sort of the same thing, but applying it to my life, I want to be able to, like, I'm not necessarily expecting to be the number one best-selling artist in all of history. I don't have any delusions of grandeur of anything like that. For
Right.
me, more than anything, I just want to be able to have a comfortable living and to be able to take care of my family by doing what I love. That would be more success to me than I could ever hope for.
That's amazing. That's crazy too, because for me, I've said this in numerous videos. When I first started my YouTube channel, I had no idea you could even be monetized.
Yeah.
So I obviously didn't do it for the money. But when I found out you could be, I looked at it as a blessing since I can't physically work. And my goal has never been to be famous
Yeah.
or be rich. I have no desire
Mm.
to be rich or famous at all. My only goal, other than to help people with what I do, is to get big enough to
Mm.
where I can sufficiently provide for my child and myself.
That's perfect.
And
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. And
That's it.
I think that's not only very obtainable, I think that's a very good want for your life. Especially with, the amount of content you're putting out, how well it's being received. I 100% believe you'll get there.
Thank you.
Yeah, of
Thank you.
course.
It gets kind of disheartening at times, because when
Oh,
you
for
when
sure.
you go 3 months without getting a paycheck, it's
Yeah.
just like this is
It's hard.
ridiculous. Like, bruh. But if it's meant to happen, it'll happen, and if it's not,
Yeah.
it's not. And at least I'm doing something that I absolutely love doing. So,
Absolutely. That's what matters most.
okay. Can you freestyle like off the dome?
I'm not very good at it. No, I am trying to get better. that's a skill that I've always respected that I do want to get better at, but as of right now, I'm not a good freestyler.
Okay. So you don't want to freestyle for me?
I could spit you something I've written that I know you haven't heard yet that I think you'd like.
That's cool.
This is the opening verse from my song Nighttime off of the Angel Number 36 EP. So the moon is rising soon as it's full, and Zeus's lightning boosts and pulls. The ghouls are fighting, the fools are trying. So who's deciding? Choose a skull, and I'm fighting, still surviving every fight with my head, just to try it, just to see if I could like me instead. And I know it may not help, but at least I can try though. Cause every time I spit a line, I get a real big high, bro. I'm a clown the way I eat these beats like John Wayne Gacy. In my town, ain't no TMZ, just cops behaving crazy, stressed out. Need some CBD to calm me lately. Profound from the trees we heat, I'm always fading. I'm gone, I'm torn. My life is like a roller coaster. First I'm high and then I'm low. I feel like I'm bipolar sober.
I love it.
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
it. And last but not least, do you have any announcements and or shout outs that you would like to make?
Absolutely. My new song, Dream About You, featuring Darth Rose, is out now. It is the first single off of my new EP called Feelings Restored. It is a 5-track EP that I'm going to be gradually releasing one song at a time per month until the end of this year when the final song will be dropped
What's the
as
name
the full
about
body.
Dream About You, and what's the name of the EP?
Feelings Restored.
Okay.
And on top of that, my album Indigo Child 2, The Pink Moon, out now on all platforms. If you want a super cohesive, well-produced, story-driven concept album about mental health, disassociation, and solidifying your artistry, highly recommend it. And I would like to give a shout out and give my flowers to you, April, for giving me the opportunity to have my first ever music-related interview tonight.
Oh,
So this
wow,
is,
really?
yes, this is huge for me.
Oh,
And
awesome.
so I want to thank you
I'm
so much for
honored.
this, and honors all mine. For you to be the person giving me my first ever music related interview is fucking dope. And I 100% want to have an interview with you again and hopefully see you react to more of my stuff because this has been a blast. And
Definitely.
you're a great person, great creator, and I wish you nothing but the best for the future.
Thank you.
Of
Thank
course.
you so much. And thank you for taking time to allow me to interview you. Thank you
Yeah.
for being so understanding
It is
about
all good.
my crazy, crazy life.
It
Uh,
happens, man.
I appreciate it so very
Of course.
much. You are a real, genuine person, and there's
Thank you.
not very many of those these days.
Thank you.
So to be able to meet you and know you, well, meet you and
Yeah, yeah.
know you and know that like I'm an empath, so I can feel, like
Yeah.
you are like a real genuine person, and
Thank you.
I'm just honored to know you and
Thank you.
to
That
know
means
that
the world
I'm
to
your
me.
first like music
Yeah.
related interview is awesome. That means you'll remember this forever.
You're
That
goddamn right I
means that
will.
means like when you're my age in 20 fucking years, oh my god, and I'm 60 something. Hopefully I'll still be around.
You will be.
And I'm chilling back watching you,
Yeah.
make it big, and you're on your doing an interview. You could be like, I remember my first interview was with April G.
April G.
Showers.
Showers, the one and only, the bar queen, baby.
That will be so awesome and crazy
Oh,
at the
for
same
sure.
time. That is awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I've had a fucking blast with this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of an hour with April G. Showers with Nomrah. I will provide the link to his YouTube channel in the description box. So please be sure to click on that link and go subscribe. Check out his music. He's dope. And if I say it, I mean it. Y'all know that about me. My real ones know that about me. Y'all please comment below y'all's thoughts. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Please like this video. on your way out. It's a lot more important than you think. And please subscribe to Nomrah, and also please
Thank you.
subscribe to my channel. All right, y'all. April G. Score. Fist bump. Love y'all. And we will see y'all in just a little bit. Peace out.